The massive ships of the Kraxan Empire emerged from hyperspace in perfect formation, their obsidian hulls absorbing starlight like cosmic predators lying in wait. Admiral Vextor stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Eternal Dominion, his 4 eyes fixed on the blue-green world that filled the main viewport. Earth, the latest target in the Empire's centuries-long expansion campaign. Curious, he muttered, mandibles clicking as he studied the sensor readings. Their orbital infrastructure is remarkably limited. The planet's space stations and satellites seemed primitive compared to most civilizations the Kraxan had conquered. This would be even easier than expected. "My lord," his communications officer called out, "we're detecting thousands of transmission signals from the surface. Their global information network appears to be entirely unencrypted. Should we begin monitoring?" Vextor's outer eyes narrowed in amusement. "Yes, download everything. Let's see what kind of resistance these humans might offer." He turned to his strategic advisor, Commander Nylath. "Prepare the diplomatic protocols. We'll follow the standard procedure. Offer them protection under the Empire's banner while we position our fleet." The next 48 hours passed exactly according to plan. The humans reacted to their arrival with the expected mix of fear and wonder. Their planetary defense forces remained on high alert, but made no aggressive moves as the Kraxan ships spread out in a carefully calculated pattern around the globe. Earth's leaders agreed to meet with Vextor's diplomatic team at their United Nations headquarters. Standing before the assembled representatives of Earth's nations, Ambassador Krultex delivered a masterfully crafted speech about peace, cooperation, and the benefits of joining the Kraxan Empire. The humans listened intently, asked predictably naive questions about cultural exchange and trade opportunities. None of them seemed to notice the subtle positioning of the fleet above their major population centers. But in a secure bunker deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, General Sarah Chen was noticing everything. She stood before a holographic display of Earth's orbital space, watching the movements of each Kraxan vessel with growing certainty. Their formation was unmistakably offensive. Textbook orbital invasion positioning. "They think we're blind," she said to the room of senior military commanders. "That we can't see what they're doing." She zoomed in on one of the larger Kraxan ships, highlighting its weapon ports, currently concealed but easily identifiable to trained eyes. "They're so convinced of their superiority that they're not even trying very hard to hide their true intentions." The assembled leaders nodded grimly. They'd been preparing for this possibility for decades, ever since the first hints of alien civilizations had been detected by deep space arrays. The public might still see humanity as alone in the universe, but the world's governments had long since united in secret to ready Earth's defenses against potential threats from the stars. "What's the status of the Aegis network?" Chen asked her technical chief. "All systems nominal, General. The quantum entanglement arrays are online but dormant. The Kraxan haven't detected anything beyond our visible satellite network." Chen allowed herself a small smile. The aliens' arrogance would be their downfall. They saw Earth's apparent technological limitations and assumed they knew everything about humanity's capabilities. They had no idea that beneath the facade of primitive space technology, Earth had developed defenses that would shake their empire to its foundations. "Their ships are almost in final attack position," her tactical officer reported. "Based on their movement patterns, they'll likely strike within the next 12 hours. "Good." Chen turned to face the commanders representing every major military power on Earth. "Is everyone ready to proceed with Operation Thunderbolt?" The responses came back unanimous. Years of secret cooperation and preparation were about to pay off. The Kraxan Empire thought they were springing a trap on an unsuspecting primitive world. They didn't realize they were the ones being lured into position. "Send the coded signal to all defense grid commanders," Chen ordered. "As soon as the Kraxan make their move, we show them exactly what humanity is capable of." Above the planet, Admiral Vextor was finalizing his attack plans with predatory satisfaction. His ships were perfectly positioned, The humans had accepted every honeyed word from his diplomatic team. In a few hours, Earth's pathetic defenses would crumble, and another world would fall to the Empire's might. He had no way of knowing that deep beneath the planet's surface, in hardened bunkers and hidden facilities across the globe, humanity's real defensive capabilities were humming to life. The greatest deception in Earth's history was about to be revealed, and the Kraxan Empire was about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity. Admiral Vextor gave the attack command with practiced indifference. After conquering 17 worlds for the Empire, such moments had lost their thrill. The Eternal Dominion's weapon systems powered up, along with those of every ship in his fleet. Below, Earth's primitive satellites would be detecting the energy signatures, giving the humans their first real warning of what was coming. Too late to matter. All ships report ready, Admiral, his tactical officer announced. Targeting solutions locked on their primary military installations and government centers. Commence firing, Vextor ordered, already imagining how this victory would be recorded in the Empire's archives. The first salvos of plasma fire streaked toward Earth's atmosphere. Then something impossible happened. The plasma bolt struck an invisible barrier and dissipated harmlessly, spreading out in spectacular patterns of light that illuminated a previously undetectable energy shield encompassing the entire planet. What? Vextor leaped from his command chair. Scan that shield. Where did it come from? Before his crew could respond, new signatures appeared on their tactical displays. Hidden installations across Earth's surface were powering up, revealing advanced weapon systems that had been completely masked from their scans. Simultaneously, the humans' supposedly primitive satellites transformed, protective covers falling away to reveal state-of-the-art defensive platforms. In her underground command center, General Chen watched the Kraxans' attack fail against the quantum shield grid. "Return fire," she ordered calmly. "Show them what Earth's primitive civilization can do." Particle beam weapons that had been concealed beneath innocent-looking weather stations and communications arrays swiveled skyward. Magnetically accelerated projectiles launched from hidden silos, their smart guidance systems targeting the Kraxan fleet's most vulnerable points. The orbital defense platforms that the aliens had dismissed as crude satellites revealed their true nature, unleashing precise energy weapons that had been developed through decades of secret research. On the Eternal Dominion's bridge, chaos erupted as reports of damage flooded in. 3 heavy cruisers hit. Shield failures on multiple vessels. "We've lost contact with the entire southern battle group." Impossible. Vextor raged. Their technology was assessed at level 2. These are level 8 weapons at minimum. He watched in horror as another wave of attacks struck his fleet. The humans weren't just defending. They were executing precision strikes with a level of coordination that suggested years of preparation and planning. What the Kraxan couldn't know was that humanity had detected their empire's expansion decades ago. Earth's governments had united in secret, pooling resources and brilliant minds to develop countermeasures against potential alien threats. While maintaining a carefully crafted appearance of technological inferiority, they had pushed the boundaries of physics and engineering far beyond what the Kraxan thought possible. The quantum shield protecting Earth was just the beginning. As the battle intensified, humanity revealed more of its hidden capabilities. Swarms of microsatellites emerged from concealment, surrounding Kraxan vessels and disrupting their sensor systems. Advanced electronic warfare suites infected the alien ship's computers with viruses that had been specifically engineered to exploit weaknesses in their technology. "Admiral," his sensor officer's voice cracked with panic. New contacts appearing everywhere. They're launching vessels from underwater bases. Indeed, humanity's space fleet had been hidden in the last place the Kraxan thought to look, beneath Earth's oceans. Advanced craft rose from the depths, their hulls seamlessly transitioning from underwater operation to spaceflight. These ships represented the pinnacle of human engineering, incorporating both reverse-engineered alien technology and unique innovations. General Chen coordinated the counterattack through quantum-entangled communication systems that the Kraxan couldn't detect or interfere with. Every human vessel and weapons platform acted in perfect synchronization, guided by artificial intelligence systems that could process battlefield data and adjust strategies faster than any organic mind. Target their command and control nodes, Chen directed. Don't let them regroup or coordinate their responses. She had studied countless records of the Kraxan Empire's conquest of other worlds. Their rigid military doctrine was now working against them. They had no protocols for dealing with a technological inferior that suddenly revealed itself to be their equal or superior. Admiral Vextor watched his carefully planned invasion crumble into disaster. His ships were being systematically stripped of their defensive capabilities, their weapons rendered useless by technologies he couldn't even understand. The humans weren't just fighting back. They were dismantling his fleet with terrifying efficiency. "My lord," his executive officer approached cautiously. "Perhaps we should consider a tactical retreat." "To regroup and reassess." "Retreat." Vextor spat the word like poison. "The Empire does not retreat from primitives. Launch all fighters. Commit our reserves. We will not be humiliated by." His words were cut off as a precisely targeted electromagnetic pulse from one of Earth's orbital platforms crashed through his flagship's weakened shields, shutting down critical systems ship-wide. As emergency power flickered on, Vextor realized with growing dread that he had gravely underestimated humanity's capabilities and determination. The question was no longer whether his invasion would succeed, but whether any of his ships would survive to warn the Empire of the terrible mistake they had made. Captain Maya Rodriguez watched from the bridge of the ESS Hyperion as her stealth squadron moved into attack position. The massive Kraxan warships, once so threatening, now resembled wounded predators thrashing in a net. Earth's defensive systems had stripped away their advantages, but the battle was far from over. Now came the part she had trained for her entire career, taking the fight to the enemy. "All ships, execute attack pattern Theta," she ordered through the quantum-encrypted comm system. "Remember your training. These aren't simulations anymore." Her squadron's ships, products of decades of secret development, were unlike anything the Kraxan had encountered. Their metamaterial hulls could bend light and other forms of energy around them, making them nearly invisible to conventional sensors. Their propulsion systems, based on controlled quantum field manipulation, allowed for maneuvers that defied traditional physics. The first strike came from seemingly empty space. Concentrated beams of exotic particles, designed to bypass standard energy shields, sliced through the outer armor of 3 Kraxan destroyers. Before the alien vessels could locate their attackers, Rodriguez's squadron had already shifted position, preparing for their next attack run. In his failing flagship, Admiral Vextor struggled to maintain control of his disintegrating fleet. Where are they? How are they moving so fast? He watched helplessly as more of his ships reported critical damage from attackers they couldn't even detect. The humans weren't just defending their world, they were systematically hunting down his forces with ruthless efficiency. The true extent of humanity's preparation became clear as the counter-offensive unfolded. Earth's forces didn't just possess advanced technology. They had spent years studying potential alien tactics and developing specific countermeasures. Every Kraxan attempt to regroup or establish a defensive position was met with precisely calculated responses that exploited their tactical doctrine's weaknesses. General Chen coordinated the global offensive from her command center, watching as humanity's plans came to fruition. "Activate the Guardian network," she ordered. "Let's show them what full-spectrum warfare really means." Throughout Earth's atmosphere and near space, thousands of autonomous combat drones activated. These weren't simple remote-controlled units, but rather a networked swarm guided by quantum AI, capable of adapting and evolving their tactics in real time. They surged toward the Kraxan fleet, exploiting vulnerabilities that even the aliens themselves didn't know existed in their defense systems. "This is impossible," Vextor muttered as he watched the swarm tear through his fighter screens. Their level of coordination, Their technology. We were told this was a primitive world. The humans had played their role perfectly, maintaining a carefully crafted image of technological inferiority, while preparing for exactly this moment. Every satellite they had launched, every space station they had built, had been designed with hidden military capabilities. Even their civilian infrastructure contained disguised weapons and defensive systems. Captain Rodriguez led her squadron in another attack run, this time targeting the Kraxen's command and control nodes. "Focus fire on their communication arrays," she ordered. "Let's see how well they fight when they can't coordinate." The Kraxen's rigid command structure, once a strength that had helped them conquer numerous worlds, became their greatest weakness. As their communication networks were systematically destroyed, their fleet began to fragment. Individual ship commanders, unable to receive orders from their superiors, fell back on standard protocols that the humans had already learned to counter. In orbit above Europe, a group of Kraxen cruisers attempted to establish a defensive perimeter. They were met by a new weapon that demonstrated just how far human military science had advanced. Quantum tunneling torpedoes, developed in secret laboratories beneath the Antarctic ice, phased through their shields as if they didn't exist. The resulting explosions created localized rifts in space-time, tearing the alien ships apart at the subatomic level. "Their fleet is losing cohesion," General Chen's tactical officer reported. "Multiple enemy vessels are attempting to retreat, but our gravity web is holding them in place." The gravity web was another triumph of human ingenuity, a network of devices that could manipulate local space-time, preventing the Kraxen ships from accessing their faster-than-light drives. The aliens had walked into a trap decades in the making, and now they were paying the price for underestimating humanity. Admiral Vextor watched in growing despair as his fleet was systematically dismantled. The humans weren't just defeating them. They were doing it with technologies that shouldn't have been possible for a civilization at their apparent level of development. Each new weapon and tactic they revealed demonstrated years of careful planning and preparation. "My lord," his surviving tactical officer reported, "we're detecting new energy signatures from the planet's surface. They're unlike anything in our database." Vextor knew then that he was witnessing something unprecedented in Imperial history. Not just a failed invasion, but the emergence of a power that had deliberately hidden its true capabilities until the perfect moment to reveal them. As another wave of human attacks approached his crippled flagship, he realized that the Empire's greatest mistake hadn't been attacking Earth. It had been believing their own assumptions about humanity's limitations. Dr. Emily Winters stood before the quantum mainframe deep within the Cheyenne Mountain complex, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces as she initiated humanity's most advanced weapon system. The NEXUS AI battle network wasn't just another military technology. It was the culmination of decades of research into artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and neural networks. NEXUS core is online, she announced to General Chen, beginning full-spectrum integration with all Earth defense systems. Across the globe, military networks lit up with new intelligence as NEXUS extended its consciousness through quantum-entangled nodes. Every weapon platform, every defensive system, every military vessel became part of a single vast intelligence that could analyze and react to battlefield conditions at speeds no organic mind could match. In orbit, Captain Rodriguez felt the change immediately as NEXUS interfaced with her ship's systems. Combat data flowed directly into her neural link, providing perfect situational awareness of the entire battlefield. Her squadron moved with unprecedented coordination, each ship automatically adjusting its position and actions to support the others. "This is incredible," she breathed, watching as NEXUS predicted Kraxen ship movements seconds before they happened, automatically adjusting their targeting solutions for maximum effect. Admiral Vextor noticed the shift in human combat patterns with growing dread. The already formidable Earth forces were now moving with impossible precision, anticipating his fleet's actions before they occurred. Every countermeasure he attempted was met with an immediate and devastating response. "My lord," his sensor officer reported, voice shaking, We're detecting quantum intrusion attempts across all our systems. Their AI, it's not just coordinating their forces, it's actively hacking our network. NAICS had indeed breached the Kraxen's military networks, its quantum processors easily overwhelming their cybersecurity. The AI didn't just disable their systems, it rewrote them, turning the aliens' own technology against them. Shield generators created localized gravity distortions. Weapon systems overloaded at crucial moments. Navigation computers sent ships on collision courses with their own allies. Dr. Winters monitored NAICS's performance with professional satisfaction. The system is operating at 100% efficiency. Every Kraxen ship in Earth orbit is now compromised to some degree. Their entire command and control structure is collapsing. The AI's capabilities went far beyond simple combat coordination. It had analyzed thousands of years of human military strategy, combining historical knowledge with advanced predictive algorithms. Every move it made was calculated to achieve maximum tactical advantage, while minimizing human casualties, even among the enemy forces. In her command chair, General Chen watched as NAICS orchestrated the most complex military operation in human history. The AI didn't just control Earth's defenses, it transformed them into a single, unified organism that could adapt and evolve in real time. Shoni, the Kraxen flagship, she ordered, and holographic displays shifted to show the Eternal Dominion, now trapped in a web of intersecting energy fields and surrounded by human vessels moving in perfect synchronization. Admiral Vextor had faced defeat before, but never like this. His mighty fleet, the pride of the Empire, was being systematically dismantled by an opponent that seemed to know his every move before he made it. The humans weren't just winning. They were rewriting the rules of space combat itself. "We've lost control of all secondary systems," his engineering chief reported. "Their AI is in our computers, our weapons, everything. It's like fighting against a force of nature." NAICS had indeed become something akin to a force of nature. The AI processed combat data from millions of sensors simultaneously, using quantum entanglement to coordinate responses across vast distances with no communication delay. It turned Earth's defensive grid into an impenetrable shield that could predict and counter any attack, while simultaneously coordinating offensive operations with inhuman precision. Captain Rodriguez watched through her neural link as NAICS orchestrated the final phase of the battle. Human ships moved in complex patterns that looked chaotic, but were actually precisely calculated to heap maximum pressure on the failing Kraxen fleet. The AI had turned space combat into a multi-dimensional chess game where it could see dozens of moves ahead. "They're trying to break orbit," her tactical officer reported. "The survivors are making a run for it." But NAICS had anticipated this too. Hidden gravitational generators activated in perfect sequence, creating a complex web of spatial distortions that trapped the Kraxen ships in normal space. Their faster-than-light drives, already compromised by the AI's intrusion into their systems, sputtered and died. In his failing flagship, Admiral Vextor finally accepted the inevitable. The Empire had not just been defeated. They had been comprehensively outmaneuvered by an opponent that had hidden its true capabilities until the perfect moment to reveal them. The humans hadn't just developed advanced technology. They had created something that transcended traditional military power. "All ships," he broadcast on the emergency channel, his voice heavy with resignation, "stand down, power down weapons, and prepare to surrender. There will be no last stands today." As the Kraxen fleet began powering down their systems, NAICS continued its vigilant watch, its quantum processors analyzing every signal, every movement, ensuring that the surrender was genuine. The AI had achieved something unprecedented in military history, a nearly bloodless victory against a technologically advanced aggressor through the application of overwhelming technological superiority and strategic brilliance. 3 days after the surrender of the Kraxen fleet, Earth's orbital space had transformed into a testament to humanity's triumph. The defeated alien vessels hung in controlled orbits, their systems locked down by NAICS, while human ships maintained a vigilant watch. In the Grand Meeting Chamber of the United Nations, now expanded to accommodate extraterrestrial visitors, humanity prepared to formally address their would-be conquerors. Admiral Vextor stood before the assembled human leaders, his proud bearing diminished but not broken. Behind him, a delegation of Kraxan officials shifted uncomfortably as General Chen approached the podium. The contrast between their previous arrogance and current situation was not lost on anyone present. "You came to our world believing us primitive," Chen began, her voice carrying through the chamber. "You thought Earth would be an easy conquest, another trophy for your empire. Instead, you discovered that appearances can be deceiving and assumptions can be deadly." The assembled human leaders watched with quiet satisfaction as holographic displays showed the extent of Earth's hidden capabilities. Demonstrations of their quantum shield technology, AI battle networks, and advanced weapons systems played out above the chamber, each revelation causing the Kraxan delegation to sink further into their seats. "But we are not here to humiliate you," Chen continued, her tone softening slightly. "Humanity has no interest in revenge or empire building. We simply wish to ensure that our existence and our right to self-determination is respected." Dr. Winters, standing at a console nearby, monitored Nexus's analysis of the Kraxan representatives' reactions. The AI had evolved beyond its military origins, becoming an invaluable tool for diplomatic relations. It could detect subtle changes in alien body language and pheromone emissions, providing real-time insights into their emotional states and likely responses. "Your empire now faces a choice," Chen declared. "You can accept Earth as an equal, establish diplomatic relations, and benefit from peaceful exchange of knowledge and culture, or you can continue to view us as enemies. In which case," she gestured to the displays showing Earth's defensive capabilities. "Well, you've seen the results of that approach." The Kraxan High Commissioner stepped forward, their delegation having arrived from the Empire's capital after receiving news of the fleet's defeat. "The Empire acknowledges Earth's strength," they announced, their translator conveying a mix of respect and resignation. "We propose a formal treaty of recognition and non-aggression." But humanity's revelation had implications far beyond the Kraxan Empire. News of Earth's technological capabilities spread rapidly through galactic communication channels. Other spacefaring civilizations, who had dismissed Earth as an insignificant backwater, suddenly scrambled to establish diplomatic relations. Captain Rodriguez, watching from her ship in orbit, could see the steady stream of diplomatic vessels arriving through designated corridors in Earth's defense grid. Representatives from dozens of alien civilizations, all eager to understand how humanity had managed to advance so far while appearing so primitive. "It's remarkable," she commented to her crew. "A week ago, they didn't even know we existed. Now they're lining up to talk to us." In secure facilities around the globe, humanity's scientific teams continued their work, pushing the boundaries of technology even further. The threat of invasion had driven innovation at an unprecedented pace, and now that secrecy was no longer necessary, human scientists could openly collaborate with their alien counterparts. Admiral Vextor, now serving as the Kraxan Empire's chief diplomatic liaison to Earth, found himself in the ironic position of helping to facilitate peaceful contact between humans and other alien civilizations. "Your strategy was brilliant," he admitted to General Chen during a private meeting. "You used our own prejudices against us, letting us believe exactly what we wanted to believe until it was too late." "We had good teachers," Chen replied with a slight smile. "Your empire's history of conquest showed us exactly what to expect. We simply prepared accordingly." In orbit, the NEXUS network continued to evolve, integrating new data from alien encounters while maintaining its vigilant watch over Earth. The AI had become a symbol of human ingenuity, a demonstration that humanity could not only match, but exceed the technological achievements of far older civilizations. Dr. Winters presented the final analysis to the United Nations Security Council. "The galaxy is watching us now," she explained. "Our demonstration of advanced technology, combined with our show of restraint and victory, has positioned Earth as a major power in galactic politics. The implications were clear. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had announced its presence on the galactic stage in a way that could not be ignored. Earth's carefully maintained facade of technological inferiority had served its purpose, allowing them to develop and prepare without interference. Now they could step forward as equals among the stars. As the first wave of diplomatic treaties were signed, establishing Earth's position in the galactic community, General Chen stood at her window overlooking the New York skyline. Alien ships now moved peacefully through Earth's skies, their presence a reminder of how quickly everything had changed. "We did it," she murmured to herself. "We protected our world and earned our place among the stars." She touched the window, watching as a group of Kraxan diplomatic shuttles descended toward the UN building. And we did it our way, not through conquest or intimidation, but through preparation, innovation, and the uniquely human ability to surprise those who underestimate us. The age of Earth's isolation was over. Humanity had emerged onto the galactic stage not as conquerors or victims, but as a force to be respected, a civilization that had turned the tables on would-be invaders and transformed a moment of crisis into an opportunity for peaceful cooperation among the stars. The Awakening. Admiral Elena Chen stood at the observation deck of the Stellar Archive, her enhanced eyes taking in the sprawling data crystals that held the history of humanity's exodus. After 300,000 years of evolution on Novus Prime, humans had transformed. Their skin now shifted colors with their emotions, neural interfaces grew naturally at their temples, and their minds could process information at quantum speeds. The discovery had come by accident. A routine scan of ancient data crystals had revealed a hidden frequency, a message left by their ancestors. Elena's hand trembled as she accessed the quantum feed through her neural interface. The message wasn't about natural disasters forcing humanity to flee Earth. It was about betrayal. "Director Wei," she called out, her skin flickering with urgency patterns. "You need to see this." The director materialized beside her, his form slightly translucent, another adaptation from centuries of living in low gravity. The quantum data streamed between them, telling a story of manipulation and deceit. The Guardians, supposed protectors of developing civilizations, had engineered humanity's exodus from Earth. "They've done this before," Wei whispered, his skin pulsing with shock patterns. "And they'll do it again. Earth wasn't the first world they've cleared. And it won't be the last." Elena's decision crystallized in her mind. Prepare the fleet. It's time for humanity's children to return home. The next 3 months saw the largest mobilization in colonial history. 10,000 ships grew from quantum seeds, each vessel a living crystal capable of faster-than-light travel. The crews underwent genetic activation, unlocking abilities their ancestors had hidden in their DNA for this very moment. As Elena stood on the bridge of the flagship Genesis, she addressed the fleet. "For 300 millennia, we believed we fled Earth to survive. Today we learned the truth. We were driven out by beings who saw us as a threat. They thought they were shepherding sheep, but our ancestors made sure they were actually raising wolves. Today, we bare our teeth." The fleet jumped into quantum space, leaving behind the only home they'd known for 300,000 years. Their destination, Earth, and a reckoning centuries in the making. Legacy of the stars. Earth loomed before them, a sphere of blue and green that looked deceptively unchanged after 300,000 years. But Elena's enhanced vision could detect the differences. Massive energy signatures pulsing beneath the surface, artificial structures that weren't mentioned in any historical record, and a web of quantum frequencies that blanketed the planet. "Multiple Guardian vessels approaching," reported Commander Santos, his neural crystals flickering with incoming data. "Their energy signatures match nothing in our database. They've evolved their technology too." Elena's skin rippled with determination patterns. "Open a channel." A holographic form materialized on the bridge. A Guardian, their body a swirling mass of energy, contained within a vaguely humanoid shape. This is Overseer Ven of Earth Protectorate. Your presence here violates multiple treaties. Identify yourself. I am Admiral Elena Chen of the Novus Fleet. We are humanity's children, returning to our ancestral home. Elena let her skin shift to reveal her neural interfaces, a display of how far they'd evolved. And we know what you did to our ancestors. The Guardian's form flickered. Surprise, perhaps, or fear. Admiral Chen, you operate under a misunderstanding. The Exodus was necessary for humanity's survival. Solar storms would have. Spare us the lies, Overseer. Elena transmitted a data burst, the hidden message they'd discovered. Our ancestors left us more than just their genes. They left us the truth. Silence stretched across space. More Guardian ships appeared, their designs organic and flowing, beautiful in their alienness. Elena noted their weapon ports remained closed. They were still hoping to control the situation through diplomacy. These are serious accusations, Ven said finally. The Council will need to be consulted. In the meantime, maintain your position and do not approach the planet. Elena's skin flashed with command patterns. We didn't come asking permission, Overseer. We came to reclaim what's ours. She turned to her crew. Activate the Prometheus Protocol. Throughout the fleet, quantum cores pulsed in unison. The ships began to resonate at frequencies that penetrated Earth's atmosphere, carrying an ancient code hidden in their harmonics. Deep beneath the planet's surface, something ancient began to wake up. Ven's form destabilized momentarily. What are you doing? Stop this immediately. We're speaking to systems you never knew existed. Elena replied. Our ancestors spent decades preparing for their exile. Did you really think they didn't leave anything behind? Warning signals flashed across the bridge as Guardian ships moved to surround the fleet. But Elena remained calm. The quantum resonance was building, each wave carrying more coded instructions to Earth's hidden infrastructure. Final warning, Ven declared. Cease your activities, or we will be forced to take action. Elena's skin rippled with what might have been amusement. You don't understand, Overseer. This isn't a negotiation or a request. This is a revolution 300,000 years in the making. She turned to her crew. Prepare for Phase 2. Let's show them what humanity's children can really do. The quantum resonance reached its peak, and deep beneath Earth's surface, ancient machines built by humanity's ancestors hummed to life. The game was about to change dramatically. The hidden protocol. The quantum pulse from Earth's core took everyone by surprise. Guardian ships reeled as their energy fields fluctuated, while hidden structures began emerging from the planet's oceans, massive crystalline towers that had lain dormant for 300 millennia. Ancient human quantum architecture, breathed Commander Santos, his neural interfaces processing the readings. The designs are perfect, like they were built yesterday. Elena's skin rippled with pride patterns. Their ancestors had indeed planned well. Begin descent sequence. Get me a team ready for ground insertion. The Genesis descended through Earth's atmosphere, its crystalline hull adapting to the entry heat. Guardian vessels moved to intercept, but the ancient towers were already affecting their systems, creating zones of quantum interference that their evolved technology couldn't penetrate. Admiral, Ven's hologram flickered urgently on the bridge. You don't understand what you're interfering with. Earth is more than just your ancestral home. It's a nexus point for your entire network of displaced civilizations. Elena interrupted. We know about the others, Overseer. The Centaurians, the Proxima Colony, the Sirius Collective, all evacuated from their homes when they reached a certain level of development. We found their records in our archives. The Guardian's form wavered. Everything we did was for the greater good. Some species need guidance, protection. You mean control. Elena's skin flashed with challenge patterns. But humanity left you a surprise, didn't we? Something you could never find or understand, no matter how long you searched. The Genesis landed near one of the emerged structures, its crystalline form resonating with the ancient technology. Elena led her team out, their evolved bodies adapting instantly to Earth's gravity. The air felt different here, heavier with history and purpose. Deep within the tower, they found what their ancestors had left behind. A quantum core unlike anything they'd ever seen, its crystalline structure so complex it seemed to fold in on itself infinitely. "It's beautiful," whispered Dr. Yara Lin, their quantum architect. Her neural interfaces sparkled as she connected with the ancient system. "This isn't just a database or weapon. It's a key to something bigger." Elena watched as data streams filled the air around them, showing the true scope of their ancestors' plan. The displaced civilizations, the guided evolution, the carefully hidden technology, it was all connected. They didn't just leave us their legacy, Elena realized, her skin pulsing with revelation patterns. They left us their solution. Guardian forces were gathering above, their ships trying to establish a blockade. But they were too late. The quantum core was already interfacing with similar installations around the planet, creating a network that had lain dormant for 300,000 years. "You believe you're protecting these civilizations," Elena transmitted to Ven. "But you're really just keeping them from their true potential. Our ancestors saw that, and they left us everything we need to set things right." The quantum core pulsed with ancient power, and across the galaxy, other displaced civilizations began receiving signals they didn't yet understand. Humanity's children hadn't just come home. They'd come to awaken everyone else. Children of innovation. The first attack came without warning. Guardian ships launched quantum disruption waves designed to shut down any technology within range. But humanity had evolved far beyond simple machinery. "Neural shields holding," reported Santos, his skin pulsing with battle patterns. "The quantum harmonics from our ancestral tech are actually strengthening our defenses." Elena watched as her fleet adapted to each Guardian attack, their crystalline ships resonating with Earth's ancient network. This was what their ancestors had planned for, not just survival, but transcendence. Multiple quantum signatures detected, Dr. Lin called out, her neural interfaces streaming data. The signals reaching other systems, other displaced civilizations are awakening. Through their quantum network, Elena could see it happening. On dozens of worlds across the galaxy, buried technologies were activating. Their ancestors hadn't just prepared Earth, they'd seeded quantum cores throughout the galaxy, hiding them beneath the Guardian's supposed sanctuaries. "You've gone too far." Ven's hologram appeared, its form crackling with barely contained energy. "The Council has authorized full containment protocols. This ends now." The sky above Earth lit up as thousands of Guardian ships emerged from quantum space, their organic forms writhing with powered weapons. But Elena's skin showed no fear patterns, only fierce determination. "You still don't understand what we are," she transmitted. "We're not just humanity's descendants. We're their answer to you." The Genesis quantum core pulsed, synchronizing with the ancient network. Every human in the fleet felt their neural interfaces harmonize, connecting them not just to their ships but to each other. 300,000 years of guided evolution had prepared them for this moment. Guardian weapons fired, filling space with quantum disruption fields. But humanity's children moved as one, their ships dancing through the attack patterns with impossible precision. Each vessel's crystalline structure refracted the energy attacks, turning them into fuel for their own systems. "The network is at full power," Dr. Lin announced, her skin glowing with excitement patterns. "We're receiving signals from the Centaurian system. Their quantum core has fully activated. The Proxima colony is next." Elena felt it through her neural interface, a galaxy-wide awakening. Every civilization the Guardians had protected was receiving the truth about their displacement, along with the tools to reclaim their destiny. "Your containment has failed, Overseer," Elena transmitted as her fleet engaged the Guardian Armada. "Humanity didn't just evolve to fight you. We evolved to free everyone from you." The battle above Earth became a dance of quantum energies and crystalline reflections. Guardian ships found their weapons reflected back at them, their tactical advantages negated by technology they'd never detected. But it wasn't just superior technology that gave humanity's children their edge. It was the changes written into their very DNA. Neural interfaces flashed as humans processed battle data at quantum speeds. Skin patterns shifted to share tactical information across the fleet without need for conventional communications. Even their ships, grown from living crystals, adapted and evolved during the fight. Multiple Guardian vessels attempting quantum retreat, Santos reported. They're realizing their weapons are useless against our evolved defenses. Alina's skin rippled with victory patterns, but she knew this was just the beginning. The real challenge would be managing the galaxy-wide awakening they triggered. Centuries of Guardian control were unraveling, and the chaos that followed would test them all. Prepare for phase final, she ordered, her neural interfaces connecting with the ancient network. It's time to show the galaxy what humanity's children have become. Dawn of Reckoning. The Guardian Council materialized in Earth's orbit, 12 beings of pure energy, their combined presence dimming the stars themselves. Alina stood on the Genesis's bridge, her skin steady with resolved patterns, as she faced the architects of humanity's exile. You have disrupted the balance of the galaxy. The first speaker's voice resonated through quantum space. Countless civilizations are in chaos. The order we maintained for millions of years was built on lies. Alina interrupted, transmitting the full data stream from Earth's quantum core. Every civilization you protected was approaching a breakthrough that would have made them your equals. So you engineered disasters, forced evacuations, guided their development along paths you could control. The Council's energy forms flickered as the evidence of their manipulation spread across the galaxy. Through the quantum network, Alina could sense other civilizations watching, learning the truth about their own histories. Your ancestors were dangerous, another council member declared. Their innovation rate was unprecedented. If left unchecked, we would have surpassed you, Alina finished. That's what you feared. But our ancestors knew you were coming. They didn't just prepare Earth, they prepared us. The quantum network pulsed, and holographic images filled the space between them. 300,000 years of guided human evolution displayed in strands of modified DNA. Every adaptation, every enhancement, every neural interface, all designed to create beings who could match and exceed Guardian technology. Impossible, the first speaker's form wavered. No species could plan across such timescales. Alina's skin rippled with pride patterns. We didn't just plan. We evolved exactly as our ancestors intended. Every displaced civilization carried similar potential. You didn't protect them. You stunted them. But that ends today. The quantum cores across the galaxy synchronized, their combined power creating something new. Not a weapon, but a key unlocking potential that had been dormant in every species the Guardians had guided. The age of guardianship is over, Alina announced, her voice carrying to every watching civilization. We're not here for revenge. We're here to finish what our ancestors started, to ensure every species can reach their full potential, free from manipulation. The Council's forms began to destabilize as their control over the galaxy's quantum infrastructure faltered. Centuries of careful manipulation were unraveling, replaced by something more chaotic, but infinitely more genuine. True cooperation between equals. You don't understand what you're releasing, the first speaker warned. Some species aren't ready for freedom. Alina's skin flashed with challenge patterns. That's not your decision to make. Not anymore. The Genesis's quantum core pulsed one final time, and across the galaxy, the last of the Guardians' hidden controls shattered. Their energy forms faded, not destroyed but diminished, reduced to observers in a galaxy they no longer controlled. In the days that followed, humanity's children found themselves at the center of a galactic renaissance. Their evolved bodies and minds made them ideal mediators between newly awakened civilizations. The chaos the Guardians had feared did come, but with it came innovation, cooperation, and growth they could never have imagined. Elena stood in the ancient quantum core chamber beneath Earth's surface, watching data streams from across the galaxy. 300,000 years ago, their ancestors had faced exile with defiance, turning forced evacuation into the ultimate victory. Now their children had returned, not just to reclaim their home, but to ensure no species would ever face such manipulation again. "Send word to the fleet," she commanded, her skin showing patterns of new purpose. "Our work is just beginning." Above her, Earth's quantum network hummed with ancient power, ready to help guide the galaxy not toward control, but toward freedom. Humanity's children had come home, and they had brought dawn to a galaxy long held in twilight.